And we're live. What's up, Patrick Char? Guilty. Opposite opossum? Are you new here, opposite opossum, or are you just someone who changed their name? I know a lot of people have been changing their names recently. Lurker? Oh, cool. That is cool. Who's here? Rickster. What's up? So, I probably shouldn't do a whole season. Or no, I don't think it's a season. Maybe it's just the whole playoffs. Well, maybe we'll just do the finals. We're just simming the matches. I'm not actually going to play myself, so. Can you sim the matches? Is that even a thing? Or did I just opt into this without looking into it? How do I just select the away team? Who gave me this? Who gave me this pack? I thought you could select each team individually. I'm forced to play Vancouver?
Groovy.
If I do regular season, I can change it. If I go 7 games, then it's Vancouver. Fighting is on. Arcade mode. That's not on this. Oh, arcade mode. I didn't know what that meant. So, you can only just choose a pre-selected thing? Well, if I go back and forth, it changes sometimes. I'm not sure what's up with that. Hopefully we can do no players instead of
Ric Flair, the President of the United States!
Some matches. And it looks like I might be forced to play. And that's not what we were planning on doing today. I thought that's why we were doing this, because I could just sim the matches. Might have to change the name of the stream to something else, because I'm not in the mood to play anything. Might have to choose a different game. Well, I had it too. Playoff is the 1994 playoff season, and there's no simming. Demo? So playoffs, and even new playoffs, you can't do simming. I guess we won't do, we'll just do games and not do... We'll just sim a match and not really do a playoff thing. But Red Wings have to be here because that's my team. Leafs. Demo seems to be only optional when I do regular season. It doesn't seem to be optional if I change it to any type of playoff. I mean, make my own playoff bracket. Maybe he meant like make my own bracket, like on paper or on using one of those internet brackets. I meant to change the other one. Well, we'll just do a few games maybe, because these games might take a while anyway. Is that 20 real minutes or 20 fast minutes?
So we're gonna fan the gas, or are you gonna pop the clutch?
Hopefully we see some fighting. Well, since the computer is controlling, we can put line changes on auto. Fast minutes.
I hold over 2,000 world records.
I don't even know what the fighting's gonna look like in here. Well, I only tried NHL 93 for a few minutes, I think. I don't remember it too well. NHL 94 was the one I owned. Red Wings don't have to be in every match. We can do matches you guys want to. Well, now someone needs to make a hack where we can sim the whole entire playoffs. But keep the original 94 teams, though. It's got to be the 94 teams. And it'd be cool to have a hack where it had the fighting and we could sim the matches. Well, around this time, I wonder if it was LA Kings, yeah. There we go, Iserman. Assisted by Cicerelli and Gallant. Yeah, I've heard in all of NHL, number 99 has been retired permanently. Just like Gordie Howe's number and I think someone else's number. Permanent. You know, I still don't know if we're ever going to see any fighting. Net play. I used to have this adapter. I could hook up my Sega Genesis controller to my computer, but I foolishly sold it. It was an official device too. That's discontinued. But I'm sure I could just use an Xbox controller. Yeah, but this is a ROM hack, Jim. Fighting was added to the ROM hack. They probably took the fighting from 93 and hacked it in there. But as a little bit of trivia, I used to have the video game magazines back in the day, you know, EGM, GamePro. I don't remember which one it was, if it was EGM or GamePro, probably GamePro. They incorrectly said NHL 94 had fighting in it for the review. Because I was always wondering why the review said fighting when the game had no fighting. There we go. There we go. I do remember reading about easy goals in this game. If you possibly going around the net like that, that does sound familiar. Because I used to read about this stuff on the internet, GameFAQs, you know. I'd always go to GameFAQs for always my favorite games and just see what people are talking about. Could have been there, could have been somewhere else. Remember discussions on forums somewhere. Not that I was any good at any of these tricks and things. Yeah, this is a ROM hack, Slappy, so fighting is in it. This is a fighting hack for NHL 94. But we're just doing a demo because I don't feel like playing anything today. We're just going to watch. My Detroit Red Wings. At least for game one, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. It's just, I think Matt here found them. Is that right, Matt? Chaos. Oh, okay, Chaos. Chaos did the modding. The coding, anyway. Thank you, Chaos. Yeah, go for it. Post them all. And for anybody who doesn't have a link to my Discord, Worked in a bomb. Nick Gamer. I was waiting for something like that. There we go. A nice one-timer. Wasn't this the first NHL game to introduce the one-timer? At least that's, I think, what the manual said anyway, when I had the game. Red Wings are crushing. So what's the other type of fighting? Since we put it on arcade fighting, what's the other type of fighting? Does it look different? A Nat M? Here we go again. Probert. Bob Probert, the fighting champion. Actually, I think there was only like one guy that could tackle Bob Probert back then. It looks like he's getting tackled right now. Oh, he made it. Has a higher chance? Oh, cool. I just remember reading about it back in the day. That there was like one guy that sometimes would best Probert. Sure, if you want to. Even though I don't do math. Yeah, there was somebody, I remember reading about it back in the day, somebody who Probert never could beat. They had 2 face-offs, and I think Probert lost both of them. Can't remember who it was now. It was such a long time ago when I read about it. Who Bob beat bleed out. He beat him up and he was bleeding out. Yeah, back then, you know, back when I owned this game and I was decent at the game, I did the whole entire playoffs with the Red Wings. Back when I had nothing but time in my hands, you know, to play this game. Back then I didn't have I didn't have thousands of games at my disposal. Mario and Sonic at the Winter Games. That's cool. They took their goalie out of the net. Cannabis Kid. You can smash the goalie and score with no penalties. Probert again. With 12 seconds left. Ty Domi, that's the person. I think that's the one who Probert couldn't beat, I think. That name sounds very familiar. Yeah, I heard about that earlier. Yeah. I liked her. She's also great in a classic movie that I like called, hold on. Oh my god. Ugh. My brain is going blank. That's cool, Cannabis Kid. Go Red Wings. Give me a cheat code. I'm not sure if the cheat codes actually work or not. Let me think of that movie that I'm thinking of. Oh, I just thought of it as soon as I picked up my phone. A Mighty Wind, which was sort of like a folk version of Spinal Tap. Domi lost to Probert badly. I'm not actually playing Real Goose, we're just simming matches. I don't feel like playing today, we're just gonna watch. So, there you go. In my Discord has been posted a ROM hack. Hold A and B while turning on the Genesis. Continue to hold these buttons till you pass the Stevens Eiserman screen. When you reach the screen before the face-off, use controller 2. I don't have controller 2 plugged in. Select the computer's goalie. You can even pick no goalie and leave your opponent helpless. I'm not sure if that would work on here. Yeah, we probably won't do any cheating just because we're just going to watch some matches. But thanks for the code anyway, though. Okay, what are we going to do now? Since we don't really got, I don't know if we got really time for a full playoff. Unless you guys want to do a finals with the Red Wings. Or we could just do some random matches. Oh, did they? See, I haven't watched in a while. I didn't know about the Fedorov jersey. Oh yeah, Probert there. Looks like they changed the screen for this hack. So what do you want me to do, guys? It doesn't have to be Red Wings every time. So you tell me what you guys want. What's a consensus here? Someone said Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks versus who? That's really cool, Real Goose. Because I was a big Fedorov fan. I had his rookie card at one point before it got stolen from me. And I just want everything to be auto. But I hear what you're saying. I could do the changes myself. I never bothered with that. I just let everything be auto. Okay, we don't have a real consensus yet. Rangers versus Canucks. We could do that because, you know, I was around that time. New York Rangers. Around that time, I was rooting for anybody, you know, because I was just into sports at the time, big time. So I was rooting for the Canucks for that final, because I got the Canadian channel, Channel 9 in Detroit, so I got to watch the whole NHL final. And there was one big old brawl during one of those fights, those games. Huge brawl, like one of the biggest brawls ever. So we'll do just one match with this one, then we'll do something else. I just remember there being a huge all-out brawl. It was pretty insane. Yeah, I put it on. But it wasn't too long after this that I kind of just slowed down and stopped watching. I was too busy to watch sports. As soon as I got out of collecting cards, I kind of stopped watching sports much. Well, that one just floated in there. Did you see that? When I lived in Tennessee, sometimes my mother would send me, you know, shirts and things that she'd find on sale. And she found me this really cool Red Wings shirt that said Hasek on the back. Dominic Hasek. And I still got that, probably in the closet maybe. It almost looks like a jersey, but it's really like a t-shirt. It's not, I don't think it's not like a real jersey. One of the highest regular season telecasts ever. See, tuning on Channel 9, you got to see Don Cherry talk about hockey. I'm still having a hard time remembering the Matt Dingo thing. And what your other half's name is as well. I thought it's I think I know it. Gubbies are Aaron. That's
And if
right,
you
Aaron.
want a real man, you know what I'm talking about? Texas size, if you will.
See, I don't think I watched the 95, 96. I was probably working.
Steve, you right?
And watching a lot of movies. No. I don't want to think about it. Trust me, when they do, I'll let you guys all know. I'll let everybody know. I'll message you personally. It'll be plastered everywhere. But it could be weeks or even months. So I just have to wait and shut up and let's not talk about it. I'll just have to be washing my hands and trying to clean things with bottled water for a while. I've never seen Cabin Boy. I thought Chris Elliott was funny because I used to also watch the Chris Elliott show, so I liked him, and he was funny in Something About Mary as well. You don't think he had a big role in that? He just had a small role in that one, but I guess it was a decent role. Something About Mary is one of those few movies that I went to go see just on buzz alone. No trailer, no commercials on TV. Just heard the buzz, and there was a big buzz going around that you had to go see it, so. Mark Messier. And he just got injured, is out of the game. Oh, crap. Superbad? I thought Superbad was good, but I didn't think it was as good as the hype that I heard about it. It was good, but it's not one of those movies that I usually go back and watch. I don't remember if I remember that scene. I did like it enough that I made a copy of it though. Same thing with Bad Santa. I saw that movie based on all the hype and stuff, and when I finally seen it, I didn't think it was that great. Yeah, it's all good though. For Santa movies or Christmas movies, comedies, any day of the week, I would rather go watch Jingle All the Way. No, that's a funny movie. Jingle All the Way. Oh man. It's also funny when Conan used to do those sketches with the faces with the moving mouths, and one of them would be Arnold, and he'd always constantly go Jingle All the Way. Oh, the little dude from Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I don't know his name either. I don't think Calgary's gonna win this one, guys. What happened to Sinbad? He became a genie. And that's a joke, you know. Because even I thought I remembered Sinbad as a genie for some reason. Or something like that. House Guest. I don't think I've seen that one. But Phil Hartman is great. Of course. It's a shame what happened to him. Oh, Christmas Story? You know, that was another one I saw in the movie theater. I don't know if we even saw a commercial for it. We just went and seen it. Same thing. Oh, that's another one. Home Alone. Home Alone is a movie that we went and seen based on hype. Everybody was talking, you need to go see Home Alone. Didn't see a trailer, nothing. It was just another hype movie. Now, that one ended up being like one of the best hype movies of all time. Yeah, I heard about that today, earlier. And A Christmas Story, I saw that in the theater when I was a kid, so. Before it became the most overplayed Christmas movie of all time, it was always a treat to see it. No problem, Matt. Because it was a John Hughes movie. I'm not sure if I even knew that at the time. It's just people were hyping it up and said you got to go see it. Man, he's just wobbling. Holy cow. I didn't see that yet. I don't know if I want to see it, just because I don't know if I want to get choked up. But she was great, though, you know. We were just talking about how she's amazing in A Mighty Wind as well. That might be one of my favorite movies that she was in. Oh, Best in Show. I've only seen Best in Show once, but I've saw A Mighty Wind like half a dozen times. I should rewatch that one again someday. Hat trick. So this is not how the finals went that year, not at all.
Computer recording.
So is Ty Domi in this game? We could have his team go against the Red Wings and see if him and Probert square off or not. Is she in Best in Show? Since it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I barely remember anything about that one. They're stuck. They're stuck. No one got knocked out. That's a big electrical. So what team is Ty Domi on? Rangers? Isn't that who we just had? Is he not on there? Was he on there when we just did this? Oh, we didn't have line changes on. That's why. He's not in this game. Hey, 8-bit. Are you sure he's on this team if I put line changes on? You change your line? Thought I clicked edit lines. C. No, he's not. You're not there. The Maples? Jets. Why should you want me to move to the next round of interviews? Oh, nice. Hartford Jets. Who are Jets again? Let's see. Winnipeg. Let's put it back on Detroit, though. There he is on the check line. The insurance is ridiculous. Okay, I guess we'll start over then. I didn't put it on demo, didn't I? Shoot. I think I did. Who should I take off? I don't know any of these guys. You don't have to apologize for nothing, Orange. I don't ever expect anything from anybody. I just appreciate it when it does happen. When I lived in my mobile home, my toilet leaked too, and it destroyed the floor. pitch. Righty. Fighting 100. Now he's LW. I don't know where to put him. Is that good enough? I guess it's good enough. Oh, bad start. I had another problem when I lived down in Tennessee. My hot water heater leaked. And in a mobile home, the hot water heater was in the closet. And I didn't know it was leaking because I was laid off for the winter and not going into my closet for anything for like weeks. Until I opened it one day to get something, and the smell was horrendous. And that's when I lost my childhood records that I had kept. All molded over. I was so disgusted, so pissed off that I just picked them up and carried them down to the dumpster and tossed them. That was like in the early 2000s, probably. Early to mid 2000s. Probably early. I've not replaced all those records either. One of them that I did replace, I did sell for money reasons, which was Beastie Boys' License to Ill. I've owned it more than once, and I probably have sold it more than once. I'm not sure if actually, maybe I do own a copy of that again. I'm not sure if it's a good copy, though. Actually, now that I think about it, I always lose track of what I have. Never did replace my Run DMC records, though. And I need a better copy of Nucleus. Jam on Revenge. I eventually got a copy, but it's in terrible condition. At least yours is only a bit nagging. I have one of the most nagging mothers that has ever lived. And she lives with one of the most rudest people I've ever met in my entire life. There we go. Does position matter when it comes down to the fighting? Like, will, or is it just whoever wants to fight fights? I wonder if Probert and Domi would fight more if they were the same position. The fighting stat, okay. Just dropped my controller, didn't I? Over here. Oh, I never did check the fire. I don't want to miss any of this, so I guess I'm just going to pause it. I'll be right back. I'm already like an hour late from checking the fire, so...
These men are holding the nozzle properly, exerting pressure forward, one hand on the hose or nozzle handle, the other at or close to the nozzle tip.
You worthless scumbag!
Wash my hands. I didn't use the bathroom. I just checked the fire. I don't know why people got to keep mentioning things like that. Hi, Domi, and chase on. Not quite what we wanted.
I've never been here before. Ah! It's not hot.
Aren't there some teams in this game that don't exist anymore? Isn't the Hartford Whalers one of them? You know, when I lived in Tennessee, almost nobody ever talked about the Nashville Predators or even the Memphis Grizzlies. It was all about Tennessee football. College football. That's what everybody lived for down there. Plus the other stuff was on the other side of the state. It was on the east side where the college was. Well, the Nashville Predators would be in the middle of the state, and Memphis would be on the west side of the state. That's cool. I named that's cool. See, I lived in East Tennessee for like 20 plus years. From around 96 until... Coffee this time. 96 until 2019. Is Probert even out there? I don't know if Probert's even out there. What number is he again? I hear you, name. I'm still a little on the depressed side, and I just don't feel like playing anything just yet. You gotta give me some time. For at least a week or so, I just want to do this simming stuff. Patriots and Seahawks. I had no idea. I wasn't keeping track of it. So if I do another sports sim tomorrow, what sport should it be in which game? Which system? What would be the best game to have the 2 years that the Pistons won back-to-back? I bet there wasn't a good basketball game around that time. The games probably came out afterwards. We could do Intellivision as well, but I kind of like the thought of Tecmo though as well. We can do both. Ah, dang it! I didn't want Red Wings to lose. Hi, Domi, Vladimir Konstanov. See, back when I collected cards, I had the full entire O-Pee-Chee Premier set that had Fedorov's rookie card in there. Then I had this supplement one. It was it was all about the Russians for the Red Wings. I forget what the set was called. Russian 5 or something, or I don't remember. But in a long story, they were stolen from me. I never could get a hold of Steve Eisman's rookie. It was real expensive at the time. Not sure what it's worth these days. Well, we have a whole bunch of Tecmo hacks that update the game. We could possibly have one of the newer ones. I know I do have more than one that adds Barry Sanders to the game. And if Barry Sanders is not in the game, I'm not interested. I think I have more than one ROM hack that has Barry in it. Rules, who cares about rules? I don't follow football enough to know what new rules versus old rules. I'd say old rules are better. Just because I don't know the difference. Rob rules. That is a Black Sabbath album, I know. Detroit's gonna lose. Oh, dang it. Okay. What else do you guys want to see? Red Wings don't have to be in every one, so you just tell me what you guys want to see. First person to tell me a good matchup. Can you just quit out without having to hit reset? I don't think you can you? Devils, Sabres? I know nothing about those. Well, we got 3 different answers, but the first one was Devils, Sabres. So I guess we'll do that one. I don't know anybody current players. I want to see players that I might know, you know. That I may have heard of before. I wouldn't be interested even in the least if I didn't even recognize one player. Well, I might not know every player on these teams. I've heard of some, you know. So that's a little bit more entertaining for me to at least know a few players here and there. Plus, I used to collect sports cards. I'd know some of them from there as well. Still scoreless. I don't know who that person is. Unnamed. But it got retracted, but it showed up on the other side. showed up in my bot. Who will score first? DFW. Is that Dallas Fort Worth? Excuse me just for a second. They may score first. Think so, huh? Saboda. I've heard of him. Out for the game. Oh, you guys are dead now. One of the biggest shocks for me is when I found out that Brett Hull came to the Red Wings. Because he was considered like one of the greatest players. But he never, I don't think he had a championship, did he? With, did he ever have a championship with the team that he was on? Wasn't it the Penguins? But he had a championship with the Red Wings, though. Texas Rangers. Grant Ladard or whatever versus Claude Lemieux. That makes sense, though. There'll never be another Gretzky. There might be other great players, but Gretzky was also ahead of his time, though. St. Louis, eh? See, there's things I've forgotten. There's a chance I could have known that at one time. And I forget a lot of stuff over the years. I also remember when Eric Lindros was supposed to be the next Gretzky. I think I had his rookie card too. I'm not sure if Eric Lindros' career ever got to the point of Wayne Gretzky's though. He got hurt? Is that what it was? I didn't keep track. Now, if only the Lions could win a Super Bowl, then Detroit would have a championship in every category. But nope. Last year was going to be their year, but it didn't happen. Now this year they didn't do as well. Went from having the best season, almost the best season ever, to a terrible season. He wasn't Gretzky, he was too big. He had a glass jaw. With Barry Sanders, they were one game away from making it to the Super Bowl. And then last year, they were one game away from making it to the Super Bowl. That's as close as they've gotten. Except they won championships before the Super Bowl was a thing. Does that count? Does pre-Super Bowl count? Yeah, I was into just about every sport from around, let's just say, 87 through the early 90s. Especially 89 through the early 90s. Because I was collecting cards. I was into everything. Had a Ricky Henderson rookie card, so I was rooting for the A's versus the Giants. A's won, but they had to battle through a earthquake to do it. Was Scott Mitchell our quarterback then? I know we had a few. I know the very next year after they drafted Barry, they drafted, was it who was our quarterback? It was, they drafted like a number 1 pick quarterback and he sucked. Or he just didn't perform. The name Andre Rison keeps coming in my head, but he wasn't a quarterback, was he? I think Andre Rison was somebody else. I think he played for Michigan State. He had his house burned down. You haven't turned on your TV in over a month? Well, I cut TV and cable off back in 2010. And I've watched very few things on TV since then. Maybe a sports game. Maybe an award show. Rare occasions a game show on the Game Show Network or whatever. Buzzer. I was addicted to reality shows. I would watch Survivor, The Amazing Race, Big Brother, Hell's Kitchen, the VH1 ones. And then one time I just got so far behind, I just went cold turkey and turned TV off and never turned it back on again. In the middle of seasons of shows that I was watching, I just said, screw it, we're done. Goodbye. Yeah, I watch YouTube and could watch movies online if I want to, and DVDs. Anime. I think Buffalo's gonna lose. They only got 25 seconds left. Oh, that would have been it. Yeah, this game also has something called a crowd meter. And I remember trying to break my record all the time for the hottest crowd. I don't remember where that's at. Oh, crowd meter, there it is. Peak levels, 135. I think I remember topping that or something. You know, breaking whatever game record it was, but who knows what that was. Okay, when I asked you guys for matches earlier, I got like a few choices. What was the second choice? Going back to the chat. The second one was Bruins Leafs. Well, there are sites, quote unquote sites, that can, you know, sometimes streams channels that you normally would pay for. And sporting events that you would normally pay for. They do exist. What did I just say? Leafs versus who again? Shoot, I just forgot. I just said it. Bruins Leafs. Bruins Leafs. Bruins. Boston. Boston. And I'll be right back so I can check the fire again. Still cold out there, guys. I was supposed to work on filling the woodshed more today because I only did a partial of it yesterday. It was too cold today. Too damn cold. I said, forget it. I'll wait till tomorrow. Because it's that time of year I gotta fill it again because it's getting empty. Just a lot of work. I wish I had someone to help me with that. But unfortunately I don't. It's all me. I've heard of Cam Neely. Oh, stop asking me that. Toronto scored first. Can't you shatter the glass in this game too? Or was that NHL 99? The one I had for the PlayStation. I was never good at that one, like I was in NHL 94. I also had one of the NHL Hits games for my GameCube. And I also was not good at that like I was in NHL 94. Felt like it was much harder. There you go. Oh, it's Toronto again. Leach. Andrew Truck. Out for the game. That's a tough one. Tough break. again. The IA and stuff may have been improved. Gotcha. I still don't want to play it because it's not the Red Wings that I know. Sometimes when I go to Walmart, I'm tempted when I go down the line that has trading cards, but I never give in, especially since I'm not going to know any of the players anyway. Since sports cards are so overproduced these days, I don't know what would be worth money if you could make a quick buck off something. Probably not. And that's the thing with the cards that I used to collect, is that so many things that were worth money, worth a lot of money when I collected, just dropped out when places like eBay came along. Remember, 89 score football were so expensive and so hard to find. Now they are not expensive at all and so cheap to find. Just like the comic book industry dropped out at one point. Leach versus Todd Gill. I remember Valiant Comics and Image Comics were worth so much money for a while there. Well, when the industry bottomed out, then they became worthless. These $20, $30, $100 comics now found in the dollar bins, you know. Juno. Looks like we're gonna have a good game here. Cam Neely again. He ain't taking no crap. I sold some of my comics that were worth more money back when I had financial issues. Like my copy of Ghost Rider #1. That was a prize collection. Possession. I mean, now I don't have it anymore. Wasn't his first appearance, but it was the Ghost Rider #1. Because Ghost Rider was my favorite comic. Then I had in my collection the 3-issue set of the debut of Carnage from Spider-Man comics. And I think I sold all 3 together for like $100. Or something like that. My comics almost got ruined in that water heater incident in my closet. But luckily, only the box got a little damp and weakened. But the comics ended up being okay. Luckily, most of the comics were in bags, so... Venom's first appearance? That's probably worth more than the Carnage ones I had, because that came out beforehand. I don't collect comics anymore, but if I did, I would probably want Ghost Rider #1 again. Or the full Ghost Rider set. Series 1. I also had the first appearance of Ghost Rider #2, the second Ghost Rider. Dan Ketch, I think it was. And I got like a bit of money for that one too on eBay. Maybe $20 or more. Ooh, Hulk's first appearance. See, I never had anything really rare. My rarest one was probably the Ghost Rider #1, and that was it. I did have some other slightly cool comics that I sold within the last year or two that now I wish I would have kept, but I was still desperate trying to make some money. And they were my Beavis and Butthead comics. Well, I didn't have a full set. I had at least the first so many of them. And now I sold quite a few of them. I don't have many left now. Then I started selling my PSM magazines again, which I wish I wouldn't have. All the old issues got sold. Sold my Nintendo Powers at one point, sold my Game Pros at one point. All stuff I regret. The biggest regret is probably the EGM Buyer's Guides. I really love those. What ifs? Did I have a what if? Possibly could have. I remember they did some Elseworlds for DC that was similar to that. There was a cool one. What if? It was called Speeding Bullets. I think it was. What if Superman was raised by Bruce Wayne's parents? Is that what it was? Trying to remember. I used to like that one. Then they did one with Batman in the time of Abraham Lincoln. Are there any other sports games on the Genesis we could sim? Or are they not simmable? Are any of them worth watching? You know for sure any of them have a sim option. I was actually thinking basketball, but because we're going to do Tecmo tomorrow anyway for the NES. I know there's quite a few interesting sports games on the. There's the NBA Lives. I don't know how well those are. I don't know if any of them have the simming option. Mutant League? Well, Mutant League is a game I'd just rather play than watch, I think. Because I wouldn't really be rooting for anybody. You don't know much about basketball games? What's that one that people like on here? Oh, wow. The bomb. Holy smokes, man. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That's much appreciated, man. Much, much appreciated. Which sports game would you like to see? The bomb. I'm not playing anything today. We're just doing computer versus computer. We were doing NHL 94, but I thought about maybe switching to something else for the last hour. Something that has computer versus computer. Let's see, what's that one called? Does it start with a C? Thank you, the bomb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Might have to look up the names of basketball games so I can remember. Coach K, college basketball. I don't think that wasn't it, was it? Yeah, but I don't know if I want to see that though. Because I wouldn't be rooting for anybody. You'd just be rooting for carnage. I wouldn't be rooting for a team. Maybe it was Coach K college basketball. Man, there's so many. Yeah, but it's only 2 versus 2. Bulls versus Blazers was really cool. I don't know if it has a simming option, but it was so slow though. But it had dunks in it though. Let's just try one of these NBA Live ones and see what they look like. See if it has a simming option. Maybe we'll just go with the latest one. I don't know nothing about it. I'll just put the Pistons in there with somebody. The Pistons probably didn't have a good team around this time, though. Who did have a good team around this time? Would it be the Bulls? Maybe I won't put Pistons in there. They probably won't have the good players anymore. How many damn credit screens are there? Holy smokes. This is already confusing. I want to go back. Fool. You that troll again? With a new name, a new channel. It's Intelligent Cube, but that's the PlayStation. How do I change the other team? I can't change the other team. Man, this is so complicated. You haven't trolled me? What troll? You better not be talking about me? That's what a troll would say. Einhander, that's PlayStation. This is not PlayStation. We're on a Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis. I thought I picked 97 this time. Guess I didn't hit the right button. Because you called me a fool. Who would come into my stream and call me a fool? Bulls were only 9th that year? That was the Sonics year, eh? The Rockets. Where's Detroit? 16th? Not so great. I still don't know how to choose the other team. LR. Oh, there we go. Why Drexler? Is Jordan even on this team? We can have the Bulls without Jordan? Oh gosh. Who would want to play the Bulls without Jordan? Was he gone from the Bulls at this time? Or was it a licensing issue? In 97? Maybe I should have picked a different year. Let's go to 95.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, it's in the game. "23rd? I'll just pick Detroit versus the Bulls, and even if Jordan's not there. I'll stop being an idiot, you troll. But it's probably impossible for you to not insult somebody. You probably don't have the willpower to not be an asshole. Some boxing games? I'm not sure. No Jordan and nobody that I know. Except for maybe just a few people. Terry Mills. The only boxing game I owned back then was a Tough Man competition, which I loved because it was kind of like Sega's version of Punch-Out. I wasn't very good at it, but I just won by spamming the uppercut or something, spamming a move until I won. So I believe it was a password game, so once you got past a boxer, you could just try, just keep going until you get it. Grady's Heavyweights. You sure it has simming? If you're sure about it, I can switch. Because this game doesn't mean much without the good players on it. They're like cheating us here. Pippen. And there's no Jordan on this team, though. Should Jordan be on this team? I feel like he's been left off for copyright reasons. Unless he was already gone to the Wizards by this time. Oh, I know Scottie Pippen. I said Scottie Pippen, yeah. Scottie Pippen, Jordan, Dennis Rodman, John Stockton. But Jordan isn't here for some reason. Where was he in 1995? I think he's just not here for copyright reasons. He left for 2 years, played baseball for 2 years, then came back. Yeah, I remember him playing baseball. But I didn't know that he stopped playing. What did you fix? See, we were playing the 97 version too. No Jordan. We tried the 98 version, no Jordan. So we tried the 95 version, no Jordan. I feel like I remember them not affording him and not putting him in these games. I think I've heard that at one point. So what did you find out about the boxing game? Does it have simming? Oh, it's only the Chavez 2 that has simming. But not the other one, huh? Oh, okay. A link to your YouTube channel. I'm not really that interested in this game because there's barely anybody that I know. So we're gonna, we got a half hour left. Let's do something else. You guys mentioned Mutant League Football. I guess we'll just do it then, since these other ones aren't really working out. You know, we could also just do Mutant League Hockey. That could be interesting as well. To go with the theme of today's stream, what was supposed to be hockey. How about that? We never do hockey. I believe he uses NHL 94 as its base as well. You guys are out. You guys are telling me no? You guys are all going against me? I can't sim this one. I can't sim it anyway. Can't sim it. Unless there was an option I missed there. Wait. Did you say there was something there? Maybe I chose the wrong setting there. Nope. What about football then? I might be forced to Nope, you can't sim that one either. Oh, okay, I guess we'll do another NHL 94 then. I think the Red Wings need to play again anyway. Red Wings versus who for our final match? First person to name a team will be it. Devils. Chicago. You know, around this time, I believe Detroit's biggest nemesis was the Colorado Avalanche, I think. Because didn't they lose like 2 years in a row to the Avalanche in the finals before they actually won one? I think Avalanche had a great team at one point. How would we use a team that we didn't use yet today? Since we did New Jersey once, let's choose someone else. We can do Chicago. Since we did New Jersey already. We didn't do Chicago. Wait, is this before Colorado? Oh wait, this is before Colorado. So I guess... But I believe Chicago was another big rivalry. I'll put line changes on auto just for fun there for this one. Wait. Yeah, okay. But I better go check on the fire real quick while this game starts. I'll just miss a minute or so of it. Oh, dang it. I missed 2 goals that were against the Red Wings. Oh, dang it. Alright, see ya. Unnamed. See, technically, the Red Wings are not the best team in this game. They might have Yzerman and Fedorov and Probert and some great players. They weren't the dynasty yet. There we go. Come on, Icebart. Ah. Hockey day. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of these trivia things. I unfortunately have not watched a Stanley Cup Finals since the last time the Red Wings won. And I don't think I've watched an NBA Finals since the last time the Pistons won. But I did watch a few World Series and a few Super Bowls over the years. I remember when it was impossible to watch hockey on network TV unless I tuned into the Canadian channel. That was the only reason why I watched the Calgary won the Stanley Cup that year. Because it was on the Canadian channel. That was risky. I was born when the Islanders won their first Stanley Cup, and at night, just like when they won. We might have time for another match after this one. It's not good. This one. This ain't gonna go till 9:30. We could probably do one more. You probably have more info than I do. Slap shot on the Intellivision? Oh god, this is terrible. Oh, movie slap shot, okay. I know the movie. It's not my favorite sports movie, but it's decent. It's pretty good. It's got its moments. It's not like my go-to one though. But I've seen it a couple times over the years. I do have favorite sports movies. Comedies and not comedies. Then there's some I've never seen as well. Why was I thinking the Colorado Avalanche was in this game? '97. Maybe I'm thinking of when I played NHL '99. I think that's the one I owned for the PlayStation. It was 98, 99, something like that. I know it wasn't the first year, I don't think. Now I don't remember what year it was. I've lost track. PS1 NHL games. '99. The one I had the song David Bowie Heroes in the intro screen song for the opening cutscene. Is that 97 or 99? I don't think it was 98. Yeah. Finally, Red Wings back on it. It's a little too late though. Are they second place? Nice. That's actually good news. But like I said, as good as the game was, it just wasn't as fun to me as NHL '94. And as awesome as the intro was, as well. Yeah, good graphics for... Definitely. Come on, Red Wings. You're running out of time. And this is a hack, a ROM hack, that added fighting to the game for NHL 94. So this is not the original NHL 94. Well, it's the same roster. Same gameplay. Sergei Fedorov. Come on, Fedorov. Don't let this guy get you. Yes! Even if we lose the game, we got a good fight at the end.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
Yeah, not a zillion buttons. Yeah, when I had the PlayStation 1, I just wasn't as good at it, and I didn't have as much fun. I think it was 99, but I just wasn't as good at it, and not as much fun, and it's like I wished I still had the NHL 94 at that time, but I didn't have it no more. Because I sold my Genesis to get a PlayStation. Poor Red Wings. If you're asking me that question, I don't know anything. But you're probably not asking me. Any show any 06? Okay, we could do one more game, guys. One more. Name the teams. Somebody who hasn't named a team yet. Two penalties for fighting? Nah, I don't want penalties on. But I get your point, though. Okay, then you'll have offsides and all this other bull crap. Or is it just fighting penalties? Anybody who hasn't mentioned a team you'd like to see? Now's the time to do so. Yeah, it's pretty crappy though. I can show a couple minutes of it after this. Hartford, yes. Hartford versus who? Quebec. Q. Will I know any of these players? Maybe. Sundin, I've heard of him. Would that be Matt Sundin? Dune Part 2 was good stuff. I've never seen Dune Part 1. I think we took it out of our movie night list because it was going to be too long. I don't even remember when our movie night is. It's sometime in February. You have a real Intellivision also? Nice. Yeah, I don't have one of those sprints like everybody else has. I would only have one reason, and only one reason to own a Sprint, ever. And it's if they add that online capability to play against other people. I was hoping for this FujiNet flash cartridge to come to light, because then that would have online capabilities, and I could play with my actual console. But I think that might be not coming out. I'm not sure if it's still coming out or not. I think the person who's making it felt like he wasn't getting any help and may have abandoned the project. They don't want a Sprint. I didn't want a Sprint. I would hate for that to be the only way to play against people online. I was hoping for this flash cartridge. Quebec. Is it still being worked on? For sure. The last rumor I heard is that he I have some friends who are more into the Intellivision side of news than I am, and heard that he might have abandoned it. But, you know, for the Intellivision, I know he a couple times made a couple posts in the Intellivision forum looking for help, but he wasn't really, I don't think he was getting it. So I don't know. I hope it's being worked on. I don't want to give incorrect info either. Verbeek. I believe he posted in my Intellivision group on Facebook as well. But he made 2 posts on Atari Age. I think he posted in my group anyway. It's been a while. I don't post in my own group that much anymore, but I do have the most popular Intellivision group on Facebook. What are we at now? Like 5,000 members, maybe? Or close to it? I hate Facebook's new layout. 5.8 thousand members. All right. Mark Jansen's. His neck is bleeding out. I will say, even though you're not a Facebook person, you know, I post things in my group that I never post on Atari Age. I don't post much on Atari Age anymore. I'm more of a Facebook group person because it's my own personal group. It's a close game. Nice fights. Mallerchuck, that name sounds familiar. Like back when I used to watch. A long time ago. Did you? I think I got something. What did I get? I don't know. It was quite a while back, like some months ago. I got something from Facebook. Just recently, I got kind of bamboozled by another class action lawsuit. It was against limited run games. There was a class action lawsuit, but there was a deadline and when to submit a claim. And you know when when I found out about it? When I got a letter in the mail after the deadline was over. One day after the deadline, I get a letter in the mail. Intellivision Gamer. So what do you know about the FujiNet adapter? Is it really dead in the water? Or is that just speculatory on your part? Do you think? Hartford is kicking ass. As we were talking about a few minutes ago. Sometimes you hear things. You haven't heard him say it's dead, okay. So that means it could still happen then. Because that's what I still would rather have over a Sprint, honestly. I'd rather have that. If it was like my only option, then maybe some year down the road I might get a sprint, but I'd rather have that Fujin adapter. Sprint is your main focus or main focus of everybody? Because it's not my main focus. I could care less about that thing. Ah, Sundin. I'm actually getting bored of hearing about the thing, honestly. Like, I won't go as far as to stop people from posting about it, but I am getting bored hearing about it. So I'd want to get one as a last resort. The Whalers win. Okay, before I get off here, someone wanted to know what the Plants vs. Zombies look like, which is very basic. And then we might take a look at something else real quick. For one thing, it's not in English. If you have to do it like this. This must be the tutorial, I guess. I can't seem to go up and down. Very basic, but and I'm curious about the Tecmo Bowl that's on here. Like, what's the best one anyway? Got 1, 2, and 3. Is Barry on any of them? Yeah, terrible music choice indeed. That's very annoying, that music we were hearing. And can you sim it as well? All computer. Barry Sanders. We probably wouldn't win, but you know, it is an option. It is an option if we didn't want to do any plug in the NES. We could do this one. You know, it's a possibility, right? That way I wouldn't have to switch systems because it's already plugged in. I'm not sure what you feel about that. Well, the main thing is, you know, NES versus Genesis. You know, Genesis is already plugged in, but I can switch out. You know, it's not a big deal. I can switch out if you'd rather still have the, you know, the NES version. But I got Barry Sanders, and I'd be happy with that. Oh, they're frozen, and I don't want to talk about it. They'll probably be frozen for weeks, if not a month or two. More than likely, and I don't want to talk about it. Genesis. You know, we'll stick with Genesis. Alright, good night, everybody. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.